Hi, everybody. Russ from the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. If you're new and give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. Now, obviously, before we start, on behalf of the West Ham Network, the West Ham community, the football community, the human race as a whole, we just want to offer our deepest, sincerest condolences to Nicola, Michael, and the rest of the Caton family. Obviously, we got the devastating news this morning when we woke up that little Isla, bless her, had lost her battle with cancer and passed peacefully, thankfully, in the early hours of the morning. Devastating news. Particularly as a parent, what do you think? Anyway, sorry. I wasn't going to do this anyway. Sorry. So yeah, obviously it's horrible news, absolutely devastating news, and I don't know how they coped. I don't know how they coped. The parents, Nicola and Michael, and the rest of the family. She was part of the West Ham community. She wore the number 12 shirt Chris did it a few weeks ago in the matchday squad. And yeah, it's really, really sad news. The funeral's gonna be on Friday. Anyone who's in the Hornchurch area, so I'll hopefully send my pop along and offer my condolences. Social media, it can be a horrible, cruel, and toxic place sometimes, but it's really sad that things like this show the power of social media, how it can be good. All the messages, all the posts, the retweets, the photos, the images, the comments, all outpouring of love for Isla and the family. And I hope it gives Nicola and Michael and the rest of the family some sort of comfort, knowing how widespread the love and respect and admiration was for Isla. She was a proper fighter. I mean, Christ, all those treatments and stuff going from post, all the radiotherapy, chemotherapy, all that type of stuff. And she would still be there playing with her toys. You know. Sorry, I don't mean to get upset. Anyway, it seems to pale. It seems to pale in significance to talk about anything else, but I just want to get that out of the way because I've seen some lovely messages in the chat. I see some lovely messages on Facebook, and I just wanted to get that out of the way, so to speak. Obviously, let's just go for the chat quickly, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do today. James, yeah, indeed, there's loads of love for Isla, as you can imagine. Can you tell I wanted to go to bed? Great show from Stell last night. It was a really good show. Ian, lovely messages. What we got here? It's me today, blubbering like an idiot. Rich, hope you're well. How could be better, Mikey, with the news today. But anyway, rest in peace. Everyone's Ludders, good afternoon to you. Gutted. How you can pull together out as a tribute, indeed. Patrick, good afternoon. Heartbreaking news. As parent, it totally. RIP. I'm just going to go through these. Sorry. Just go through these quickly. Hope we can make the proud the rest of the season now. Yeah, totally. And also, I think with all that crap that she was, not the crap, all the treatments and stuff she was going through, the fact that she could still like play with her toys and sing her songs and stuff like that. If anything, that I'm going to take lots of that moving forward. Sort of enjoy the moment, live in the moment a bit more. So, anyway. Right, anyway. Come on, sort yourself out. Right, let's talk about transfers. So, as I said, Stell did a brilliant show yesterday. Don't say it too loud because I don't want Stell to get big in. Very good West Ham Weekly. Loads of people on board with it. Did a few, spoke about a few transfers, that type of thing as always. About Jesse Lingard. Interesting post video interview by Stuart Pearce today as well on TalkSport. Check that out. Basically, it still seems there's still light at the end of the tunnel for Jesse. And obviously, we did a big thing about DCL. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You might not agree with the statement. You might think it was never going to happen. It might not happen, but it was interesting. And also, we did a bit of a player profile. And I got some messages afterwards about, obviously, some news came out about Armando Broja. And people are saying, could you do the same for Broja, please? Like in terms of a player profile, get the heat map out for the boys, all that type of stuff. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm just going through some of these quickly. He did. He did 500 viewers. Still didn't know what to do with himself, and then he ended up doing all the bloody things from about 5 minutes, about 5 hours ago. Weren't that long as well. It was only a couple of hours for Still as well. Hello everyone. Hope everyone is well. We clearly want him back and feel that he doesn't. Yep, Jesse. Happy birthday to Tony as well. 50 today, mate. Hope you're well. Yep. Hope you still enjoy your day, mate. Still enjoy your day, innit? Life's worth living, innit? So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. 50. Catching you up. Well, only on 40 anyway. I just turned 40 myself. Loads of love for Richard, for Tony rather. So hope everyone is going to wish him a happy birthday. Right, anyway, let's talk about Broja. Let's talk about Armando Broja. Come on, button. So let me bring up my stuff. Right, so Armando Broja. A lot of people have gone, who is this fella? Who is this fella? So I thought I'd go into a bit more detail, just so you guys can see what he is, what he offers, and get your thoughts. So it'll be interesting. So he is 20 years old, young lad, 6'3" or 6'2.5", but we'll round it up to 6'3". 6'3" is. He's a Chelsea player. He was actually on Tottenham's books as a kid before for a couple of years, then went to Chelsea and was in the youth system for 11 years. So progressed quite nicely through the Chelsea system. Signed pro forms for Chelsea in February 2020 on a 2-year deal. And then the following summer was then granted a 5-year deal off the back of that. So he is on a 5-year deal at Chelsea. Well, so yeah, so as of the summer just gone. But he's been around a little bit. He's in terms of his stats in Chelsea, let's make that full screen. In Chelsea, he's these are not league appearances for Chelsea. These are sort of youth team appearances. 32 appearances, including sort of the PL2, the under 18s, that type of thing. For Chelsea in the 2019-2020. 19 goals, so not a bad return there. And then he went on loan to Vitesse Arnhem, as a lot of people do in Chelsea because of the tie-in there. He played 34 times in all competitions, scored 11 goals. This season, he has made 21 appearances for the Saints. He's on loan at Saints as of, obviously, the summer, and he has scored 7 goals so far. But he's a bit of a big boy. He's a bit of a unit, and I think I quite like him. Have I got I've fired the heat map, not just yet. He is a full Albanian international. He was born in Slough. He was born in Slough, but to Albanian parents, hence the West Ham, hence the Chelsea connection. But he has when did he make his debut? Made his full debut in 2019, I think, 2019, for Albania. But he's also played at under 19s and at under 21 levels. So that he didn't score 37 goals or 43 goals. That's wrong. We'll move on. It's about to say that's quite impressive, yeah. It's the other way around. The other way around. Anyway. Here's his heat map. We all love the heat map. Russie B's heat map. And we can see what he offers. So this is his heat map for this season. And you can see he's a bit all over the place. He likes to link up with play. He's not a central stay in the box. Though he has quite a big heat spot there. He's very much all over that sort of that sort of attacking half. Very similar to Antonio. Very similar to Antonio's sort of heat map. So I can see some similarities. Now the issue being is I think the price tag has been quoted at 20 million quid, which don't seem a bad deal, really. I wouldn't say he's a prolific striker. But again, I don't think the West Ham way, thanks to Big Sam, is having that sort of 20 goal a season. We said it at the DCL yesterday. Having that 15 goal striker might be what we need. It's not the 20. I don't think there's not that many of those 20 goal a season strikers out there, really. And if you are going to pay in the far, almost not hundreds of millions of pounds for these types of players. So I think, someone like Broja could fit in. The other option, the other issue, the other fly in the ointment is the whole Chelsea thing and West Ham. We're getting the issue. We've got the issue at the moment with. Let me just go back to there so we can see his goals. We've got the issue at the moment with Jesse Lingard, and potentially this could be the same type of thing, in that Chelsea might not want to do business with us. I don't know whether Chelsea see us more as Man United. Maybe Chelsea don't see us as much of a threat because with Man United, for example, we are very much competing for that full spot. I don't think we'll get it, but we're competing for that full spot where Chelsea is sort of are in the sort of the top 3 league, if that makes sense. Who knows? What do people think about Broja as an option? Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look here. Right, good player. But what about Southampton's loan deal? I'm sure they have an option to buy. Money talks, money talks, my friend, as you know. Money talks. How can West Ham sign him there? Well, we can buy him out. He's on loan. We could buy him out potentially. Would suit our system. Plus, he's rapid. I think he did very well for us when he played against us. He didn't score, but he set up the goals. He's a bit of a handful. But Chelsea know what they've got. Chelsea may well. Lukaku's not doing it for them at the moment, and they spent so much money. They could ship him back out, and someone like Broja could come in the summer potentially. I don't think Chelsea will sell him. I can't see this happening, because I don't think Chelsea will sell him. I think they'll keep him on the books and look at next year, and he could be an option for them off the bench. I had Athlete's foot last time less time than Stell's. I've been sitting 3 and still not finished. Fair enough. He's not as long. Stel show wasn't as long this time. Collected Card mentioned that he certainly is. Any news on Lingard? No news at the moment. As I said, Stuart Pearson Talksport today said he'd love him. If he signs from West Ham in the next 4 days, he'll be euphoric. Euphoric, his words. Jesse's in Dubai with the rest of the team. He's in Dubai with Man United, although I believe Newcastle are out in Dubai as well, as a twist of fate, but who knows. Newcastle willing to pay the loan fee and wages for Jesse, but I think we are willing to pay that. But that's not a case for us now. It's for us that is. I don't think United will give it. We'd have to buy him. We would have to buy him outright. That's the way I see it. I think want to loan and want to the other way, loan Jesse to a rival. Splash that cash, please. Would we? I don't know if he would. I don't know if he would spend that much. It's a lot of money, and it's like. The way I see it is with Jesse, and I know we're talking about Broja, but let's talk about Jesse, is you've got the whole loan thing is very, very tricky. Man United won't loan us to him. So he needs to play football. So I think what could happen is, I think he'll end up going, I personally think I don't think we'll spend the money to get him, and when we can get him for free, so to speak, obviously signing on fees, in the summer. So I could quite easily see us getting him in the summer, and maybe he being loaned to Newcastle for the 6 months. Who knows? Who knows? He definitely is veg great. Yeah, big lad. He is mates of Arnautovic. There we go. Did I see? Yeah, no, I put the wrong stat in, Patrick. Thank you. He does like to drift out. He's excellent. He's on loan at Southampton. He certainly is. Attila, I like Attila. I was very much on the same page as Stealth once about Attila. I think he could be a real, but the fly in the ointment is he hasn't done it in the Premier League. Now that's the trouble. And that's the fickleness of our fan base sometimes, in that we will say we want someone who's Premiership ready, but they come with a premium, and then we go, we're spending too much on him. But Attila is someone I think we could get in, but I guarantee there'll be a subset of people going, he hasn't got Premier League experience, and as soon as he doesn't do something right, it's because he's not experienced. So I think he's great, and I'd love him. I think he'd be a really good addition to West Ham, but I think he would need time to settle. I think he would. Lingo will go sign a permanent. Yep, totally will. He'll tell you the same. 20 million sounds good business. Thank you very much. I totally agree. 20 million, I think it's good, considering we quoted 60 for DCL. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it. Sorry about blubbering. With that kind of ratio, I'm surprised at these 60 on the. Yeah, well, that's speculation, waste of time. Even the ITKs know nothing, which is great. Moyes is keeping his cards close to his chest, which is what we want. Exactly. We can't moan when nothing happens. Someone sent me a stat. Where is it? Someone sent me something on Twitter. I've got to find it now. I should have had it ready. I had everything else ready, but not this one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Someone sent me this. I'm just going to download it. It's very interesting about the whole Moyes stuff. Right, let me just download that quickly, and I'll whack it on up in a minute. Let me just whack this up. About Moyes and his transfer stuff. He's just transfer stuff. Well, where's that downloaded to? What? Oh dear, what's going on? What's going on? But anyway, it was basically his signings in terms of some of Moyes' signings and loans and how many days they have signed before the deadline of the transfer, whether it's permanently or on loan. Zuma was 2 days. Vlasic was no days. It was on the deadline. Ben Ryan was 6 days. Soufal was 3 days. Lingard was 4 days. Souček was 2 days. Dawson was 4 days. Bowen was no days. And so I think we've got 6 days until the transfer window closes. So you can see he does like to do business, but it tends to be quite slow. And literally at the end of the transfer window, so we'll see. Lingard could be holding up for 10 minutes. I don't think Kaiser. Honestly, I don't think it's for money for Lingard. I really don't. I think Lingard wants to come to us. By all accounts, it's not about the money. It's about Man United's. We don't want to. I was reading today that Burnley said, "Yeah, you can have Tarkowski. He's cost you 30 million quid." No, not for the 6 months. And I think it's the same thing with Lingard at the moment. After then, Grant, hope you're well. They don't have an option to buy. Interesting, very poor. An improvement on the striker we've got over the summer. We'll take Broja, but I don't think Sullivan has got it in to get it done in last week. Personally, I think we'll sign 2. I think we'll sign 3. Funny how these clubs don't want to do business with us, and they will when they think Rice will be. I tell Chelsea, don't bother. Yeah, good shout. I can see Moyes looking at the summer for a striker as Origi and Jesse Free. I totally agree, Mandy. I think Origi would come us in the summer. Has so much potential. It doesn't seem sensible to cash in now. I totally agree. Worst case, he ends up making them more than 20, being the new Batshuayi. Indeed. Never heard of him. The stats seem to indicate he's quite interesting. He's interesting. I think he is. Let's go for Fabio Fulham. I totally agree. I disagree. Alone as possible for Lingard. Avoids any money due to Lingard from United. But it's whether, but it's not in terms of Lingard. It's whether Man United want to loan us him, and I don't think that, and that's the case. That is the case. It's not. I'd love to get Lingard in a loan and 6 months and then but that ain't going to happen with us because Man United won't do that to us. He may want to stay there, and so he might do. I mean, his mate Trippier's there. Big fan. He's big mates with Trippier, so he wants a loan as he gets double bubble, loyalty and signing on fee, possibly. Looks like Cabral's off to Fiorentina. Indeed, it's part of a domino effect in terms of how it all, in terms of the Dusan Vlahovic deal. He looks like he wants to go to Juventus, and then it looks like he wants to go to Juventus. Then I think Juventus are going to do something Morata, and then Cabral is going to come to Fiorentina or something like that. Right, just tell clubs that we are being difficult and they're only playing with PSG. Indeed, don't think we want a Premier League ready player other than Moyes or bench for 6 months if they aren't one. West Ham can end up same position if only England had Lingard who won the Euros. Same thing, totally agree. Where he doesn't sign players, so he signs it. So his last few he signed on the last day. Hello, Manos, hope you're well. I like him, but I just don't think we're getting for that money. We're not spending that money on him. Broja sounds like Ambrosia. Indeed, fits quite well. What's up? Have we got someone? No, don't be silly, Eamon. That might rather. Don't be silly. Do you think we'll get in anyone? Yeah, I think we will. Do you reckon we'll get in anyone in the summer on a free? Because yes, I totally think we will. I think we will for sure. That is for sure. Lingard may not be successful. They might not be successful again. You never know. You never know. James has just sent me a very funny thing about friends, and we need to send a striker. We need to see a striker. We need another goalkeeper. Very good. I think a couple of already. No need to be hasty. Indeed, I'll be shocked if Jesse goes as he has one move left in his career. He's got 2 moves, Mandy. I think he's got 1 move for the loan, and then he's got the summer. That's the way I see it. Could Martial be going to? Yeah, interesting, Gurina. I was going to say the same thing. Obviously, speculation today that where is it that Martial is off to Sevilla on loan, and a long time transfer target of Mr. Moyes, we know, is at Sevilla. Could Nesri be back on? Who knows? Again, it's one of those domino effects that could happen. It tends to, one in, one out. Sevilla might get Martial on loan. I think his contract runs out in the summer, so they give him a free transfer. Flog us Nesri, and everyone's a winner. Everyone's a winner. And again, Nesri is a very different player to Antonio. It goes against what Moyes was saying about looking for a replacement, Antonio Mark II. But we know Moyes is interested in Nesri. He's put in bids before, and you can see why. He's very quick. I think he would. He's got sort of. He's quite tall as well. I mean, he's got a sort of a Vardy. I'd say a Jamie Vardy about him in terms of his pace and in terms of his sort of prowess. So who knows? Who knows? You see, you're ahead of me there, Guerrero. I had the links already set up, but you got there first. I think we're concentrating too much on bringing Lingard in, missing it. I totally agree, Gaza. Have to go. Thanks, Mark. You take care, man. See you soon, Rose. Would not be a bad combo. Certainly wouldn't. Nobody's coming. I've read a few things confirming this by well-respected ITKs. No one's an ITK at the moment, Alex, but I know what you mean. I was reading Clarent here today, and they reckon that we've put in, club record-breaking bids for players, but no one wants to do business with us. So apparently, it's been agreed. I believe it's been agreed. So there we go. Only just come on and seen the sad news. Yep, no need to apologise. You're only expressing how we all feel anyway. No worries, Chris. Yeah, appreciate that. I didn't really know what I was going to say. To be perfectly honest, I had no idea at all. So, just thought I start crying instead. There we go. Makes sense. But it's true. Terribly sad stuff. Has been yapping on again. Oh, I love it. It's all fun and games. But what do we think? I mean, Broja. I mean, if I was going to give the old Rusty Rumour rating as a player, I'm like, but as a 20 million quid from Chelsea, Chelsea don't need to sell. Although I don't know, because the new loan thing's coming in, isn't it? FIFA are bringing in the loan deal, maximum you can play is you can send it on loan. So there's going to be a bit of a fire sale. So, I think there will be a bit of a fire sale of a lot of Chelsea's players, because they won't want to stay there. So they'll be looking to maybe move a few of them on. I don't know, just throwing that as an idea, in the same way that we had to talk to when we spoke about about DCL yesterday, and we spoke about Everton's problems financially. Chelsea have got some problems on the horizon, but the fact they have too many players. Apparently, very close to agreeing permanent deal this weekend. Well, Alex, Stuart Pearce going on TalkSport basically saying we're interested in Jesse. We're very interested in Jesse Lingard. He's not. He wouldn't have said that. He wouldn't have been. He would have. When he comes in and they talk about what's going to be talked about, he will say, "I can talk about this. I can't talk about this," and he won't get involved in conversations. So I think there's something in that one. I still think there's something in the Jesse one. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in. So we'll see. But as I said, we're not ITKs. We just sent the news, present it to you guys. Chelsea sell 50. Well, then they'll need to. I think they've got 20 odd players out on loan, and Broja being one of them, Conor Gallagher being another one. Billy Gilmore. There's 3 in the Premier League already without even thinking too hard. So I think there'll definitely be some movement. But I think they're reducing on I think FIFA we're going to be reducing it by 1 over the next few years, so you can have no more than 6 players out on loan or something. I don't know exactly. X used to be pretty reliable with stuff, but it seems to be dried up. I think everyone's dried up, to be honest. To be fair, I think no one's really an ITK anymore now because the leaks have stopped, which is great for us. It's great for the fans. The frustration thing is then everyone and his dad and his uncle we'll come up with a rumour. I mean, that's what we've had probably about over, must be almost 100 players now that we've been linked with since for the January transfer window that have been we've had some sort of time talking about them on the show. So that's the flip side. And but then for me, that's when sometimes a name like just randomly pops up. So and then so something like the Anthony Martial. I mean, look at the other. Look at not Martial, Anthony Marshall from Linfield. He's banging them in since we signed him from Linfield. I think he's 3-3 at the moment. But anyway, the Martial deal to Seville, that starts the cogs moving a little bit in my head. You don't have to be an ITK to put 2 and 2 together. And Nesri wants out of Sevilla. There's a reason why Seville are trying to get a striker in on loan. Martial's presented that as an option. That looks like it's been agreed. Looks like it's going to go ahead. If that goes ahead, then surely the floodgates are open for bids for En-Nesyri. We know Moyes has put bids in from before. Didn't want to come to us last time because we weren't up there. We are up there now. So maybe he might mean that the En-Nesyri room has come up again. Who knows? I like Broja. He's dangerous on his own and he's phased out. Are we allowed only 2? We've already no, domestic loans are allowed 2. So we haven't got any domestic loans because Ben Rama is a permanent. Do you remember last time, because of how everything works, when we had to bring Jesse Lingard in, we had to make Ben Rama's deal a permanent deal. So obviously Craig Dawson's was still a loan deal until the summer when he signed permanently. So we have no domestic loans. So we can get 2 domestic loan players in, no problem at all. And I think we can have four. I think maybe. I don't know. We cannot believe anything we read. It's all it is. Of course it is Oz. We know. So that must be our priority signing. A left back, then Broja, or maybe a Origi. Would it be a priority? If you had to, who? I mean, to be honest, I think everyone wants to prioritise the more attacking players, the striker, the forward, rather than necessarily a defender. I think we'll end up with 2. I think we'll get a defender, and I think we'll get an attacker. Whether it is Jesse Lingard, whether it is En-Nesyri, whether it is Cabral, maybe that's going to cut. Maybe because it's 14 million. I think Fiorentina have put a bid in for 40 million euros. That's about 12 million quid. That seems a punt to me. I really think that seems a punt. Jesse can go to the US where he's 34. No need to know now. We'll get exactly, totally. He'll have one more thing with us, and that's it. I think I still think it will sign for us on permanent, whether it's in the summer or whether it's in January. That's what I think, but who knows? Surprised that Yarmit isn't making waves for a transfer to get more game time. Well, he's sitting there he's picking up his wage check, isn't he? So, and he won't necessarily go until someone else comes in and So again, everyone is 98. You take it true. You have domestic, international. We have space for 2. He's welcome smoke green from Moyes. He is. Can cover left back if we can't get anyone. He can. When he's Carol signing to my shirt, no one really knows who our targets are. It's all agents talk. The only ones who knows for sure is Moyes. Exactly. There's 2 people who are very, very close to links to the club and have a very near perfect score. Chalks and Pezza, they said no transfers incoming. Well, I mean, everything, as of today, possibly, but who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. And as I said, I think there's going to be West Ham. I think the irons are in the fire, but it's a domino effect. That's the way I see it. And we'll be here for a long show, as always, on Monday, on the transfer window deadline day, with some guests, maybe some ex-players. Maybe, do you remember last time Trevor Morley's internet was crap, which is quite funny. But we got him when he did it from his house, did it from his car, didn't he, Christmas? So we have a few ex-players probably coming on, and a few other guests as well, so that'd be fun. I've signed a few front men, brought in a right winger from Porto as well. He's not even playing much to reveal that. No, he hasn't, because he's been on sort of strike. So there it is. I'm an ITK, my basement, and I know Moyes is predictable, but also send you a photo from West Ham Twitter. Fair enough. Earns his credits, but summer signings are not impressive, so credits run out if he doesn't deliver now. Last I saw, said the opposite. Chalks reported was talk of a training ground, whereas Pez said 2 possible incomings if all goes well. Has 3 and 8. Thinks he was injured. I don't think he's at AFCON. I don't think he got picked, did he? Anyway, Greg, thank you very much. Yep, totally. We did a little thing at the beginning. It's still surprising me that we had to make one of those permanent signs. I chose Benny instead of Dawes. Would have been a cheaper option at the time. Strange binges. Well, I think it is. I think but I think we had to play. I think the Dawson one was if you played a number of games, he was going to sign anyway. So that was sort of that might have encouraged Dawson to keep playing for us, so he gets selected. I don't know. The boys wanting more, but he's not convinced. We'll see. Neves is on fire, and so is Okaflex as well. Julian Alves off the City. I'm not saying he'll get him, but there are no strikers available. We've been linked to him. We've spoken about him from River Plate. Julian Alves. I never thought he was going to come to us. To me, he has potential, but he's already on that second net on that level, which I think is a level above us in terms of our transfer targets. He'll do well. He'll do very well. He's going to be one of those generational signings. I think 17 million quid is an absolute steal for him of what he's going to be worth in 3-4 years' time. Mark my words, I could see him being in the same breath as De Bruyne, as Mbappe. He's that good. Haaland, he can be that good. Would you be happy if no transfers happen? Yeah, I'd be disappointed. But I think we'll see. It could be a crazy last few days. Not holding my breath, but you never know. As I said, we looked at the thing. Moyes does a lot in the last few days, naturally. That's nice. On the, can I just share my screen? Let me go full screen. Anyone who's interested, let me share my screen so you can see. Thanks for that. Where is it? That's on it's at the London Stadium. Lovely. Rest in peace, Isla. Rest in peace, buddy. Yes, that's lovely. That's really nice to see. Thank you, Danger Mouse. Oh, now I'm full of it. Yes, better. What we've got here? You tried to get Jeremy Carr. I haven't tried to get Jeremy Carr on yet, but I could do randomly. We could get Jeremy Carr. I'll make a note. I know he's a West Ham fan. There's plenty of West Ham fans. I hope we get a few of them on again soon. Obviously, we were planning to get Governor on this week. Obviously, with the news of Isla's passing, I don't know. I haven't spoken to him yet to see if he wants to come on and chat anyway, because we're trying to talk, bit of normality and stuff, but we'll see. Good afternoon, so all in caps. Sort of peach-esque there, Simon. Hope you're well, my friend. What was I going to say? In terms of what we're coming up this week, we've got a few more. I think Stell's doing a few shows this week, sort of different things as well. We're doing the transfer news. We've got Governor maybe coming on next week. Monday is a big day for us. Obviously, we've got transfer window deadline day where we're going to try and do a nice long show. Well, the three of us will be dipping in and around, and we've got some guests coming on as well, so it should be quite interesting. And as always, anytime we bring all this, breaking news, we'll try and bring it to you as soon as possible. So that's why make sure you are a subscriber. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you're made aware anytime we put new content on. Makes things a lot easier for you, when we come on and do all that good stuff. We spoke today about Broja. Is he our boy? Should he be our boy? 20 million quid. We spoke about Martial going to Sevilla. Could that have ramifications on, or maybe us coming back in for El Nesri? I mean, it hasn't been reported anywhere, but putting 2 and 2 together, I've come up with 4. And also, we spent some time at the beginning talking about, obviously, the sad passing of Isla this morning. And obviously, our condolences go out to Nikki, Michael, and the rest of the Caton family. I think the funeral is planned for Friday. And I'm sure it's going to, I think Nikki said it's going to be streamed and stuff. So there'll be links on various things if you want to pay your respects that way. One thing I wanted to just, what we got here? Russell Brand. Yeah, he was on yesterday. He was a great shout, wasn't he? He's great, on brilliantly yesterday on TalkSport with old Jim. we're trying to get Russell on. We've just bid £10 million for that buyer, according to some Mohammed Bio. We've spoken about him before. Any news of getting Mick McGivern on the show? I'll try to Mick McGivern. Breaking massive, just in a bit of a lull. Exactly, PCADs. And that's a really good thing, because actually I was looking at this, right? And I was talking to the voice of reason, Nigel Calm. And these are our top league positions. So the top league. So, it's first division, the old first division of the Premier League. And these were our top 8 positions. So where we finished top 8. So 13 times in our history, we've finished in the top 8. 6 times in our entire history, we've finished in the top 6 in League One. If we finish 6th, say this season, which people are saying will be relative, it's realistic we could do, that would be the first time in our entire history that we've done that. Things don't look so bad when you look at it like that, innit? Things don't look so bad when you look at it like that. Quick question. What we got to say? Are they doing any games while there's no football? Yes, we're doing some quizzes. We'll do some quizzes probably next week. Although next week, to be honest, next week you're going to have when's the Kidderminster game? Was the week after next? Yep, we'll be doing quizzes and stuff. We'll be padding, giving you guys loads of content as well, and obviously the fallout from the transfer window and all that type of stuff. Got some ex-players lined up as well, possibly for not next week. Do some My Hammers 11s. A couple got back to me yesterday, which was quite nice. Indeed, Russ, question, bud, or just call me Russ, it's a lot easier. Do you know what they mean when they go into injury time? The seconds aren't displayed, just the added minutes. I know it's a small thing, but it drives me mad. Do you know why that when we go into injury time at the stadium, that the seconds aren't displayed, just the added minutes? I think it's mainly because we can't, because it could go, I think. So yes, what happens is, so we'll say these are at least 4 additional minutes. So we'll put up 90 plus 4, and we won't have that timer on. Now, I think the reason being is we can't legislate how long the referee will play. We don't know that. It's based on the referee's whistle. We kick it off at 90 minutes, at 0 minutes, at like the beginning of a half. We finish at 45, then the ref will play an additional 2 minutes, 1 minute, no minutes, depends. And we can't facilitate that. So in the same way that when a half time finishes, when like it finishes the first half on 45 minutes, we would then say the injury time. We don't measure that either, because that's not us, and it is at least. So although it's 2 minutes, it could be 3 or 4 minutes. Really, it's at least 2 minutes. That's the indication. There we go. They just wheeled out to the mouthpiece saying their board are working hard. I thought the board. Oh, Alex. Okay, all right. Old Jim. Do you have a heat map of you around the hit? Well, I'm always hot, very hot. I'm not being negative, Russ, but here we go. Anyway, 2 tickets. We don't do any ticket stuff here. He kept Jim quiet. He certainly did. How can they be working hard if they are kept away from transfers? I don't know. If we win all our games in February, Moyes should get manager of the month for the first time for West Ham. Would it be the first time? Probably. Try to remember a stat, something to do with last minute had more managers. They did, yeah. So obviously they're getting Roy Hodgson in, which I think is a great appointment for them, to be honest. Great appointment for Roy, really. And yes, you're right. So I think they've had more in the last 4 seasons. They've had more managers than we've had in our entire history. So there we go. Russ, please try to get Clyde Best and Eddie Coker. We are trying with Clyde. I've got some feelers out for him. The guy next to me puts his counter on when injury time starts. Love it, lads. Love it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to dash. Got to do some work. Thank you so much for your kind words. Apologies for blubbering at the beginning. And as I said, make sure you hit the bell icon. Make sure you hit the bell notifications so you don't miss any time we put new content on. Become a subscriber, and also maybe become a member as well. We've had some new ones in the last few days, and we'd like to thank all of our members personally at the end of each one of my shows. So until next time, my friends, take care, everyone, stay safe, wash those hands, come in you irons, and see you later.
like a family tree.